Hello there, I am Dr. Andrea Shanowski from Freedom Chiropractic and Holistic Health in the Peoria Metro Center. And I am also here with my YouTube channel, Health and Horsepower. Now, I wanted to do something a little bit different this week. So I know I've been overloading you guys with health information and hormone balance and stress and all this great stuff and headaches and all that sort of thing. But a lot of you are probably sick of it. So what I wanted to do is something a little bit different this week. I wanted to take a break from health information and kind of jump into the fact that we are changing seasons. So I am still amazed that it's literally like the 20th of September already. I feel like this month disappeared. This whole year flew by so quickly. But I wanted to talk about some changes that your health may be experiencing as we get into the shorter days and summer comes to an end. So this week I want to share some pumpkin spice and 3 slices of health advice. So as the season changes, we're going to be getting those cooler temperatures. A lot of my patients complain of increased joint pain and stiffness during this time of the year. One of the best things I have found to help them relieve some of that pain and get mobility back is using an MSM glucosamine cream. So you can go to the store. I know I am currently out of stock, but I know Sunrise Foods, as well as some of the other natural health stores in the area, do carry MSM creams that you can apply directly onto your joints. That will help to relieve pain and also soothe the cartilage that may have been broken down if you've had wear and tear or injuries to those joints. Another thing that can be really helpful is applying heat. So you can do heat for about 10 to 15 minutes on that joint. That's going to bring blood flow in the joint to loosen up the ligaments and the muscles and help you to get moving. The second slice of health advice I want to share with you is that many of you may be noticing as we get into the shorter days and the darkness coming a lot sooner that we may notice some mood changes or some fatigue as we are getting into those darker months of the year. That can mean that your body is struggling to maintain your vitamin D levels or struggling to manage some of our fat-soluble vitamins or our fat-soluble hormones like adrenals as well as your sexual hormones. One of the things that I find is as we get into this time of year, we are getting into like Halloween, which we're getting a lot of sugar with Halloween candy and sweets and treats. We notice as we get into November, we're stuffing ourselves with not always the best and healthiest foods. And then we're getting into December, which is going to be the holiday season where we are full of family. And sometimes that's not always smooth transitions. But we can see a lot of excess sugar. We can see a lot of stress. We can see a lot of family ties and family interactions and just a lot going on that can be very, very stressful. When your body is under stress, it is going to not only deplete vitamin C and magnesium faster, it's going to kind of put some stress on your adrenal gland, and your adrenal gland can start stealing resources away and affecting your mood hormones and affecting your sexual hormones. So you may notice some changes in other areas of your life. So what I like to recommend is this time of year, you may want to get some labs done just to make sure that you're not suffering from anemia or vitamin D deficiency. Make sure your liver is functioning well so it's cleaning things out from some of the foods that we're eating and working well, because your liver actually is responsible for not only detoxifying your body, it helps manage excess blood sugar, making sure that it gets into your cells or gets turned into fat or helps pull out of fat if you're trying to lose weight. But your liver is also responsible for processing and recycling a lot of your hormones. So very important that your liver is functioning properly. So if you haven't had labs, I would definitely recommend getting like an annual lab. So I usually recommend a CBC, which is a complete blood count, a CMP, which is looking at your metabolic profile. So that's looking at like liver, pancreatic, glucose, kind of overall kidney function, just to make sure everything's working properly. And I also recommend getting a vitamin D level tested as well. If you tend to or have had issues with anemia or you're having issues with fatigue, I would also recommend getting an anemia panel with that. So that means I would want to check iron levels, ferritin, TIBC to check for any iron deficiency anemia. And then I also recommend getting a folate, which is B9 and B12 taken as well, just to make sure that your body is absorbing and getting enough B vitamins to help support that detox process in the liver. If all those come back normal, and you're still dealing with stress and fatigue and all that stuff, we may just need to do some extra support. So typically I recommend taking a multivitamin every single day. We carry the Daily Balance here in my office, which is a multivitamin and a B complex all in one. So you are covered for the day. And then also because we are under stress, adrenal restore, or actually the stress relief, I think is probably most effective for patients that are having just stress and need some extra help. The stress relief is a supportive adaptogenic, so it helps support your adrenal gland and your mood hormones so that you are mentally sane, or at least a little bit more balanced. And if you need more help with that, I can also sit down with you going over your labs, going over what's going on, and talk a little bit more about how I can help you support yourself. And then the third slice of health advice I want to give to you today is talking about digestive issues. So I know a lot of patients tend to have digestive issues as we get into the fall months. As we are getting into the cooler months, we tend to have a lot more comfort foods, which tend to be a lot more rich, have a lot more fats, and a lot harder things to digest. So a lot of my patients complain of diarrhea. Hello, pumpkin spice, and probably a little too much apple spice on that one. But also we can have some inflammation from those foods if our body's not digesting them properly. A lot of times I also can see issues with constipation, bloating, heartburn. Those things a lot of times means that your body is maybe struggling to digest food. So one of the things that I do find is a digestive enzyme is really helpful this time of year. So adding in a digestive enzyme like the enzymes HCl, which is what we carry in our office per meal, can be really helpful. I do find a lot of the digestive enzymes that are out on the market are typically only amylase, protease, and one of the other of your I cannot talk today, of your pancreatic enzymes. So we have amylase, protease, and lipase are your pancreatic enzymes. Those ones help typically to break down like carbs and things like that. They don't really help to break down your fats or your protein. So I usually recommend a betaine HCl can be really helpful to help make sure we are killing off any bacteria that shouldn't be there, but also breaking down your protein and your fats a little bit, and also helping so that your stomach can absorb iron if you do have an iron deficiency anemia. And then the other thing is that enzymes HCl also has a ox bile in it. So if you do struggle with digesting fats, or you've had your gallbladder removed or tend to have gallbladder issues, that may be a big help for you. So one per meal helps you break down your food. If you're eating something really rich, really heavy, really fatty, you might need two. But typically digestive enzymes can be super helpful. I already mentioned stress relief if you're having issues. And then also making sure if you do have joint pain, arthritis, heat can be helpful, but also an MSM cream that you can apply to the skin and the joint can be really helpful too. So thank you for joining me for my pumpkin spice and 3 slices of health advice this week. Hopefully you learned something or have some tips and tricks to help you manage the cooler weather as we are getting into the colder temperatures. If you need help, please, by all means, give my office a call, 309-689-6200, or go on our website, freedompeoria.org. You can request an appointment. Just to let you know, also, starting in October, we are changing our office hours. So this is the first time in 12 years I am changing my office hours this drastically. So I will be here on Mondays and Wednesday all day. That's still the same. I used to be closed on Tuesdays and open Thursday afternoons. We're flipping those. So I will now be here all day Monday from 9 to 6, Tuesday afternoons from 2 to 6, Wednesdays all day from 9 to 6, off closed Thursdays, and then we'll be here on Fridays 9 to noon, and 2 Saturdays a month we are here from 8 to 10 a.m. So if you need to know more about that, that starts October 1st. So we have basically this week and next week that we are still going to be open on Thursday. And then after that, we're closed on Thursday. So if you need a Thursday, let me know. I only have 2 of those left this year. And then we're swapping. Tori is starting Girl Scouts. So I'll be there at the Girl Scouts helping out with the troop and also making sure that Tori gets to have some super fun with Girl Scouts. I will also probably she will be selling, starting on Friday, she will be actually selling some treats and trail mixes and things like that. Actually, I'm really excited. In addition to the candies, which I'm not a big fan of, they do have some trail mixes available, and they also have some whole cashews that she's going to be selling for Girl Scouts. So I'm really excited to be able to help her to have some fun activities and learn some things. I know we also have this weekend, we're doing a Girl Scout camp out at Cap Tapwingo. So super excited to have some fun with the family and get out of town, do some camping, and just relax a little bit. So don't be surprised if you see more Girl Scout references or little Miss Tori jumping in to tell you a little bit more about what she's done or learned in Girl Scouts. So have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next week on Wellness Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Take care.